Crystal Henderson is live at South Mountain with some hikers who have taken on the task of experiencing them all. Crystal?
We are live at South Mountain near the Holbert Trail, the final trek in the so-called Seven Summit Challenge. One of the hikers who completed the journey shared her tips with me on how to take on the trails, the must-see spots, and the biggest mistake hikers make. 7 summits, 26 miles, a 6,000-foot climb. Kim Metalski did it in just 11 hours.
Yes, it does include drive time as well. So yeah, we had 11 hours to finish it all in.
Metalski now has a different take on trails in the valley. The scenery, stunning. The weather, perfect. And the trails can be tricky.
My favorite one, I guess, is one of the trails up at the Phoenix Sonoran Preserve up north on I-17 and Jomax. I mean, the saguaros out there are amazing.
Papago Park Loop and Hole in the Rock, rookies welcome. Payastoa and Camelback, beginners beware.
Payastoa is like a big Stairmaster. You're just climbing up rocks the entire way, and make sure you have your footing while you're going down, because I've seen a lot of people fall.
If you're looking for something that's a step up from novice but nowhere near expert,
I think a lot of people think they can do Camelback right away, but I would definitely recommend doing like North Mountain first, because that's, it's a paved trail, but you also get the height, and you can see, a bunch of the city, so it gets you a good start off one. And then Shot Butte, which is next to it, is a little bit more challenging, but it's got a lot more rocks.
It took months of training to prepare for the 7 Summit Challenge.
When I first started, I kind of stuck around the three mile, and then built the elevation in there, and then slowly gathered up, building up how many miles I did on each trail.
And there's still one mountain Metalski has yet to explore.
I plan to do Camelback one of these days, but I've heard it's hard, so I want to make sure that I have the time, and probably do it when it's off season, because there are a lot of people out there, so I want to make sure I am able to take my time and be prepared for it.
Turns out Camelback is not part of the 7 Summit Challenge. And hey, did you know there's actually some pretty cool apps you could take with you on your hike? Map My Hike actually tracks the path you've already taken, and AZ State Trails is a guide to some of the most popular hiking spots in Arizona. Live at South Mountain, Crystal Henderson, 12 News.
Well, a gorgeous day out there. The sun is setting, a little bit breezy out there. Any chances, do you think, for a dust storm?
No, I think we're pretty much wrapping up the winds right now across the state, and certainly here in the valley we're actually headed towards some lighter winds. So if you're thinking about maybe tackling Camelback Mountain tomorrow, doing some hiking, it's going to be a great forecast. Temperatures at 55 degrees at 7 a.m. By 9 o'clock, still perfect at 67. And if you choose to get a later start on your hike at noon, temperatures then will be sitting in the mid-70s or so. So winds are getting much lighter here across the valley. As you can see, not many locations reporting any wind gusts at all, and the places that are below 10 miles per hour. We do still have some gustiness going on in southeast Arizona, so 22-mile-per-hour gusts there in Tucson. But as this area of low pressure continues to travel to the south, those winds will relax. So we're not expecting a whole lot of wind overnight tonight, and not much towards the Baja Peninsula. Meanwhile, as we head into the weekend, high pressure will strengthen once again, and that will lead to warmer than average temperatures, kind of like where we've been lately in the low 80s, and certainly well above the normal for this time of year. Now, the only change that we see this weekend is an increase in cloud cover as we head into Saturday. So as that low sets up to the south and west, it'll tap into some moisture there over Mexico and pull those clouds up into our state. So we're looking at partly cloudy conditions for Saturday and Sunday. Right now, the forecast remaining rain-free for us here in the valley. 78, that was our high today, so we were cooler than yesterday. Yesterday, we hit a high of 81, so that low did bump our temperatures down just a little bit, but it's still going to be a very mild night tonight. 49 to 54, clear skies, light winds. Tomorrow, 78 to 83, a gorgeous day. Winds will be fairly light once again at about 5 to 15. Here's a look at more temperatures. 67 for Winslow, 71 tomorrow in Prescott, 83 Quartzsite, 87 in Yuma, and Gila Bend at 83 degrees. So there's those clouds coming in over the weekend for Valentine's Day, then Sunday. Then a cool front will move in. This one also doesn't look like it's going to bring us any rain, but it will knock our temperatures down on Washington's birthday. 76 degrees, cooling down to 73 by Wednesday. Dan, over to you.
Thank you, Caribe. As Sideshow has turned ASU basketball into a national talking point.
And first thing that came up,
AmyFlorist.com with pages full of flower arrangements.
birthdays, Valentine's, weddings.